Let's see.
All right,
let's everyone mute ourselves. I'm getting lots of feedback. Let's see.
So am I on?
I muted you, Jen. Okay. Hi guys. Happy freaking August. Okay. Is it just me, or is this not the longest, fastest year you've ever had? Because I was like writing out my goals this week, and I'm like, how am I writing out August goals? Because I feel like we're like legitimately stuck in the month of March. It's like, what's open? Stuff's open. I don't know. Will someone message Lizzie and let her know I couldn't get her in to go? Okay, thank you. Oh, there she is. Okay, got it. I was writing out my goals, and I'm like, how is it August? How are my kids going back to school this month? How am I going to be the teacher? Like, how's that going to work? I have a 5-year-old starting kindergarten. That's like the foundation. That's like the fundamentals, and I don't feel qualified. But if we know anything, God doesn't always call the qualified. He qualifies the quals. So ladies, this is for you. Dads too, whoever's home, I want you to take a deep breath. We freaking got this. Whether we are like choking back tears, because that just made me really emotional, or you are a teacher going back to school like Bailey is, right? Or your kid's starting their senior year, or your baby starting school for the first time, or you were just still struggling to get through this. Number one, don't struggle alone. Number two, you have this, okay? You have this. This didn't happen by accident. Like this, we're figuring it out. You've made it this far. I have a feeling that the teachers will have it a lot more together coming into school, rather than them just being thrown in like to the wolves at the end of last year. So just take a deep breath, reach out, share what you're doing on your social, because I guarantee if there's something that is working in your home, somebody else might need to hear it. And on the days that you're really struggling, share that too, because I guarantee you're not going to be alone in that. Okay. So just a couple of things to go over before we kick off our call, and I pass it over to our amazing guest speaker. It is Team Cup month. Who's freaking excited for Team Cup? Guys, Team Cup's amazing. If you have not listened to our National Wake Up Call this week, if you didn't listen to National Wake Up Call last week, and you're not prepared to listen to the National Wake Up Call coming up this next week, you have to. These are 3 vital calls leading into in Team Cup. Monica gave us excellent tips, right? Ashley Molstad literally brought down the freaking house with fire, right? Talk to us about how Team Cup has changed her business twice, right? And tonight we're going to hear how it's changed Veronica's business as well, okay? And then Christina Delgado is going to be on the National Wake Up Call this coming Monday. So like, don't just get on there and be inspired. I want you guys to get on there and then take action. Maybe it's not every single thing, but take 2 to 3 things that are going to help propel and move your business forward. And I'm being kind of like crazy, cutthroat, straight up with my Team Cup, because number one, I have a diamond who wants to jump back in this business and has been absent for a few months and wants the accountability. And then everyone else is brand new coach, right? So I'm giving them tangible takeaways every single day. I'm giving them tangible action every single day. I'm not saying if you feel like doing this, I'm saying this is what you're supposed to do today to move your business forward. Obviously, it's up to them whether or not they do that, but I would be doing that with your Team Cup, okay? Next thing is, we've been getting lots of concerns around the $20 off code since MBF is such an amazing value. I want you to take a deep breath on that as well. We have Labor Day coming, so 3-day refresh challenge pack. While you can, get those into people's hands. If you have people who are not ready for MBF and they have 0 interest at all in it, I would get them into bar. If you have a spouse that you haven't signed up yet, or a best friend or a mom, let's get them into something, get them signed up as a coach, use those coupon codes, okay? And then we have a really exciting announcement this Thursday. We have a big rank advancement, so stay tuned for that. Really excited on that. And I'm just really proud, you guys. We're 7 months into the year, and I'm just freaking proud of what we do. I'm really proud. I added up my income this morning, and I shared it with a couple of the girls. I literally have made almost $25,000 more than I would have earned in an entire year, the first 7 months of the year, doing this at home with my kids. That feels unreal to me. And we still have 4 months left this year. And I literally, you guys know, I fly by the seat of my pants around my kids' schedule because I want to have fun. I want to create memories. I want to do all the things with them. Like, we just walked in the door from the beach. Yesterday we were at the lake all day. This weekend we're going houseboating. Like, those are the things that I get to. Not once have I had to ask permission to be off on a birthday. Not once have I had to call in sick because my kids were sick. Not once through this pandemic have I sat and questioned either how I was going to make money, or if I had to sell on the phone with unemployment, or who was going to take care of my kids. And let's be honest, Bubba's at the point where he probably could play teenage babysitter for me, right? But I don't want my kid to have to raise his siblings. I want him to be a kid. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. It is such a blessing in my life. But don't let that intimidate you. I hope that that inspires you, because we all have a day one. We all have a year one. We all have fears. We all have things that like light us up and make us excited, but it's up to you to take action. You can get on this call tonight and you can listen to what Veronica says and you can be inspired and you can go to bed and then do nothing. Or you can write down a couple of things, take action on them, draw a line in the sand and say, you know what? I'm not going to be an emerald coach by the end of Team Cup. I'm not going to be a diamond coach by the end of Team Cup. I'm going to level up my business and I'm going to just get really real and bold, because people need to hear your story. Hand over heart, nobody cares that you got your workout in. They care about the story of why you press play. They care about what losing that first 10 pounds felt like and the confidence that it gave you back, the depression that you beat. They care if you were able to put $14 from that team cycle bonus. Because guess what? When I was earning a $14 team cycle, I was celebrating every step of the way. So start being really proud of where you're at right now and talk about what you want in the future. So I'm going to introduce you guys to Veronica. Vero and I have been friends for, God, I feel like forever now, because I feel like we're dinosaurs in this business. But we have been friends for quite a few years. Over the past 2 years, we worked really closely together. The end of the year, not this year, but the year before, we decided to kind of link arms. We were like same points, same everything for Elite, and we we're like, let's do it. And every Friday we would check in, like, where are you? Where's your team? What can I do? Like, we would kind of just push each other, right? And then at the end of this year, it was like me, her, Christina, and Monica in a text thread every week. Like, where are you? What's your ranking? What do you need? And everything that we did, we celebrated along the way. And so she's just become a really good friend of mine when we go on the trips. I love, seeing her family. We're sisters in Christ. Like, we share the same values. I just have a lot of love and respect for her and her family, and I'm excited for you guys to hear from her. She is a 3-time Elite coach. She is a 5-star diamond. She has 2 kids. Guys, she was a preschool teacher, right? Like, director? So she literally was busy all day long, and then would work this business in pockets. And she'll tell you more of her story, but it's pretty amazing what you can do when you set your mind to, because they also had another it wasn't a franchise business. It was like a convenience store, right? And they put all their eggs in that basket. And I'm going to let her tell you all this so that she can, talk to you from her heart of what changed in her business and what propelled. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to let her take over.
All right. Thank you so much, Melissa. I'm so happy to be here, guys. You have no idea. I absolutely adore you. So I didn't realize I was going to go that far back into my story, but I can touch up a little bit so you guys know where I was coming from coming into this business. So I'm sure a lot of you guys know who my sister is. My sister is Monica Lopez, and my sister has been in the business she just hit 9 years, and I've been in the business for 4.5 years. So So if you do the math, you guys know that I was that stubborn freaking sister that was like, I'm not a salesperson. You're not going to catch me. I hate social media. Me work out. Yeah, right. And the funny thing is that I was, when I got on one of the calls for the very first time, I remember like listening to Christina and listening to my sister. And the first thing I thought to myself was, oh my God, you can never catch me speaking, in front of people like that. Like, right. And I say God's got such a funny sense of humor, because last year he blessed me with the opportunity of speaking on main stage at Summit in front of 30,000 people. So, it's funny because be careful what you say you can't do. And we know with God's strength, we can overcome and move mountains, right? And if you would have asked me 5 years ago that I would be a retired school director after 14 years, so I did. I was a school director and lead teacher for 14 years, to come home and be a Beachbody health and fitness coach, I would have laughed straight in your face. And I swear I would probably laugh so hard spit would have came out and hit you. Like, that's how bad, like, I was. So again, I don't even need to sit here and tell you guys like how anti I was about all of this, because just do the math and how long my sister was a coach and how long I've been a coach, right? So I do want to tell you that you are not here by accident. There's a reason and there's a purpose, and God has put it in your heart to be here for a reason, right? And I share this and I share this because that this is your time, right? 8-9 years ago wasn't my time. All right. I had to certain things had to happen in my life to align me to this. And so I share that. And I think that a part of me has grown this patience with people. Like when they tell me, no, not now, or I'm not interested, I'm like, yeah, not now, but you will later on. Right. I've grown this sense of patience because I was that person. And it wasn't a matter of, it didn't, when I said no to my sister, it wasn't a reflection of who she was as a coach. It was just that I wasn't ready. It wasn't my time. But I want you guys to know, be there when it's that person's time, right? When it's that person's time, make sure you are there. Because when it was my time, thank God my sister was still there, chugging along and trying to figure this thing out and paving the way for me and for others, So you're not here by accident. Let's just remember that. And this journey, it's not supposed to be an upward journey. It's supposed to be some crazy, like, at times you want to vomit kind of roller coaster ride. And that's just, I always say, God is preparing you for the things he has prepared for you. All right. So I know we see this big vision and we see this big goal and we kind of like think like, how am I going to get there? Right. But we really, really want it. Right. We see it and it's like, oh, I really want that. But ask yourself, if God were to drop a 15-star diamond team right now on your lap, would you even know what to do with that team? I know. Right. Right. So understand that where you are right now, you are meant to be there, and you are to grow. From your journey is for you to grow, and God's giving that to you. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit where I was coming from right before I finally decided, okay, you know what, I'm going to give a Beachbody a try, because everything I was doing in my life clearly wasn't working, right? I had gotten to a point where, so my husband and I, we were married for quite some time now. I met my husband when I was 18 years old. So we've been together for a really long time. We have 2 beautiful children, and life was great. I was a school director. He was working in the industry that he loved. He was an engineer, and he was working to become a pilot, right? And so things were great. Money-wise, we were fine. Like we really honestly didn't struggle. I mean, don't get me wrong. We weren't like this either, but you know what? We were fine. We were comfortable. If we wanted to go on a vacation, we would, splurge on a vacation, right? So we had that lifestyle until one day I got a call that my husband was let go, and he was the main bread maker. And it sounds weird to say that, but he made the most money. He made more money between him and I. And I remember like just our world crashing, and that was like the beginning point, like that things just started spiraling out of control. But in an act of desperation, him and I, we decided to open up a convenience store. So yeah, right. We saved all this money, and in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna chase that entrepreneur. Screw CEO, screw corporate America, whatever. I told my husband, I'm like, you know what, babe, nobody's gonna fire you. You're gonna be your own boss, right? You're gonna be your own boss, and we're gonna own this store, and we're gonna be millionaires. It's gonna be great, right? So we go and we dump. I want to say it was close to. I never really did the math, and I probably am glad I didn't, because I probably cry more. But from the time I had done the math, it was about over $57,000 just to open up like a hole in the wall. It was not big at all, but it was a convenience store in the middle of nowhere, right? In Miami, we have what's called the Redlands, and the Redlands is like the country. Like people literally show up on horses where that is. You know, you wouldn't think that that's existed here in Miami, but it does. And there they don't have shopping centers, they have gas stations. So in my mind, I was like, cha-ching, like put a convenience store in the middle of that, and it'll be like the main place for everybody to go. So we poured, again, it was $57,000 or more. I don't know. I didn't really do the math, but it was a lot of money to open up this really tiny thing. I'm going to fast forward 2 years into the business, 2 years in having this convenience store. It wasn't making enough money to even hire one person. So who had to man it was my husband and I, right? I was leaving my job at sometimes 5, 6, 7 at night. You know, mind you, I had to get there. I had to leave the house by 6 to get the kids dropped off in school, and then, you know, rush to get to my class by 8:30 to teach. And then I was there till, you know, between 5 and 7, depending on, you know, if parents were complaining that day, right? So I had the director role, so I was the face of the school. And so I was leaving there to go run and man this store, right? Living an entrepreneur life. And then I was, you know, my husband was there weekends. We were taking turns. And we just really didn't have a life in those 2 years. In those 2 years, I gained a lot of weight. Like, I remember like ringing up people, and then like, you know, I had like that rack there, you know, for people when they go to check out, because you see it in every store. You put that rack of all the junk food, you know, for the people to buy right before like the impulse buy. Well, yeah, that really damaged me, because when people would leave, I was the impulse, you know, grabber, and I would, you know, be munching away at Snicker bars all day long. And so I gained a bunch of weight. My marriage was hanging by a thread at this point. I couldn't recognize who I was. I was super bitter. I was in a really bad place. Really bad place. Meanwhile, my sister was like freaking killing it in this business, retired herself as a paralegal, remodeling her house. And you know, the pity party side of me, right, wanted to tell her to go fly a kite, because, you know, here she was with her, you know, fun energy, her happy energy. And I was like, you know, if you don't have anything to pout about or any negative energy, you're not allowed in my bubble. And that was the way that's how bitter I was, guys. Like, I was so bitter. And so we had to make a really tough decision after 2 years, and we had to walk away from the store. We couldn't even, like, it wasn't even worth anything to sell. And we walked away, and check this out, we still walked away owing over $30,000 in credit card debt, and basically racked up bills. So if you do the math, I mean, that's close to like $90,000. Like, it hurts my heart right now just even talking about it. Like, I could have done so much with that kind of money, but you know, I thank God, because I had to go through that to be where I am here today. And so I remember my sister, around that time that we let go of the store in December, my sister was celebrating her first time going elite. Now, mind you, she invited me to go to this party. I was not a coach, but she invited me because I was her sister. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to, you know, support her, because I'm an awesome sister, right? So I'm going to go support her. But really, like, in my mind, I'm like, ugh, this is going to be dreadful, because it's going to be like a bunch of like happy women that are like in a circle singing Kumbaya, like freaking loving life. And I'm here like hating life. So I really had this intention of going and just being like a fly on the wall, and just kind of like slowly creeping out where nobody knows that I was even there. And funny enough, I show up, and I was a fly on the wall. I must have said like 2 words on that at that party. I was a fly on the wall. And I just remember thinking to myself how stupid I felt, because listening to transformation stories, and just listening to these women that, you know, it changed their life. This platform and this opportunity allowed them to finally receive the keys to their first home, you know, because of this business opportunity, or girls that were getting off of blood pressure medication because of the, you know, transformation and the nutrition and all of that. I realized so quickly that my sister was far from a salesperson. She was changing lives. Like, she was legit like helping people. And I felt stupid. I really felt stupid, because I never had had that the open mind to just hear it out and just to understand it. I never wanted to receive it, and I never wanted to sit down and listen to what this opportunity was about. So I'm saying this because I want you guys, you're going to go through in this journey, right? Even during this Team Cup push, and I'm going to talk about how the Team Cup has really, how it completely changed my business. I want to tell you this story because I want you to know that you're going to be running into a lot of Veronicas. And I want you to know that we're not hopeless cases, okay? We really need just a lot of love, okay? A lot of patience, and just keep checking in on us I always say, until somebody tells you to F off, you're going to keep getting, me following up with you, right? And I'll be honest, I've been doing this, like I said, for 4.5 years, and I rarely get somebody that tells me to F off. I mean, if anything, I just get blocked, and it's okay, right? And I don't take it, no hard feelings. But so here I am. I called my sister, and I said, sign me up. I'm going to do this business, and I'm going to, jump in full force. All right. So I become a coach, and guess what? I hit diamond like in 3 months. And I was like, what? This business is so easy, right? Like here I was like tooting my own horn. I'm like, oh, this is so easy. Oh my God, diamond. So many people like struggle with diamond, and here I was like, it's so easy. Yeah. Well, my first year of coaching, I was a yo-yo diamond. How many of you guys are yo-yo diamonds or feel like, you're in that rut? Like for a whole year, that's what I did. I did that yo-yo. I was an emerald, and then I was a diamond, and then I was an emerald, and then I was a diamond, right? And that started to take a real big toll on me. And I remember it was around November. October, November. My organization had crumbled pretty much to the point that I had like 3 coaches. So here I was, a diamond, tooting my own horn, right? And then obviously, like I said, this journey is lessons and it's growth, right? It's for you to grow. And I hit that fork in the road, and I remember calling my husband, and I said, I'm quitting. Beachbody's just not for me. I'm not going to do this anymore. You know what? Honestly, it's not worth it. In my mind, I was like, I just don't see the big picture. It's too hard. And then in one breath, I was telling my sister, but I'm hitting Success Club. Like I'm doing what you're telling me to do. Like I'm hitting Success Club 6. Why do I not have a superstar team? Right. And, I remember my husband just told me, he just sent me this image. It was a really cute image. And then he just said, don't give up before your big breakthrough. I feel like you're onto something. And I was just like, fine, God, why do you gotta be so freaking cute? And so and I remember like wanting to quit, and I remember complaining, and I remember like lying to myself and believing it, guys. Like that's the bad part. I was sitting there like, I'm doing everything I can. But in the back of my mind, I was like, but are you? Come on, you know what you're freaking doing. Who are you lying to? Like, who are you kidding? And I caught myself, saying, oh, I'm hitting Success Club. But is that all you can do? Is Success Club 6 like the best you can do? Like, come on. Who are you kidding? Right? And so I hit that fork in the road, and I had to make a decision. Was I going to quit, or was I going to be honest with myself? And I just had to have that hard, honest gut check talk that we tend to avoid, right? And I avoided it for an entire year, right? Because I was like, you know what? No, I don't need this, and I started to convince myself all the reasons why Beachbody was the problem, and I didn't want to look at it. Like I even had the audacity to be like, ugh, it's because Carl's not tall, like that's why I'm failing in this business. Like, come on, it was ridiculous, right? And so I was that person. And so I had to have that hard talk. And if that's you today, I want you to have that gut check with yourself. Are you hitting Success Club 6 and then coasting? Are you not, pushing the last 2 days of the month because you're saving people for the next month, right? If that's you, that was me. That scarcity mindset. Like, oh, I got to save people for like the next month. God, guys, let go of that, right? That's what, for me, I always say, like, that's what the devil wants you to believe. Like, you are limitless. I love when Christina says it, break that glass ceiling above you. And I had that hard realization. And so I go into my second year into coaching, and I was an emerald at this point. I jumped, by January, I was an emerald, but January, I remember, was the first time that I broke SC6, and I actually hit like SC18. It was crazy. And I was like, Like, isn't that crazy when you have that mind shift and that 2 millimeter, shift, how you achieve things, like when you believe it or when you set that goal, right? And so I was like, oh my gosh, and I regained diamond fairly quickly. And I remember that we were jumping into it. So that year I set the bar up, like Melissa just said, set that bar up, right? And I said, you know what, if I can hit SC18, SC10 is now my bare minimum. Like, I am not going to do anything less than SC10. And that was the year I said, if I can in January hit SC18, there's no reason I can't hit SC10 for the rest of the year. And that was the year that I had that little 2 millimeter shift. And my business went that way as well. So here I am the whole year. I'm now SC10 is non-negotiable, and I was true to myself, and I did not miss the SC10 mark all that year. It was 2017. And here we are, Team Cup time, right? So we're all in this. I was in the same exact predicament as you guys. And by this time, around April of 2017, I built my husband to diamond as well, right? I built my husband to diamond as well. Mind you guys, I was an emerald coach. Built my husband to diamond, and I had another diamond, and we went 2-star. So that was that was when we went 2-star. So coming into the Team Cup, I was a 2-star diamond. And I remember just, sitting down with my team and like, guys, we can do this. We can, push to the, to the sky's the limit. Let's make SC20 our non-negotiable goal. And let's just, just who cares? Whatever. Shoot for the moon. Worst case scenario, land on a star, right? Like, that was like my idea. And at the end, we were having so much fun. Like, I remember like just having so much fun. And we were just celebrating every win. We were Team Cup, and it was around the time of Team Cup, and we were in our cup, and in that chat, we had that chat going on, and we were just so much fun, energy, constantly putting in there, where are you at? I'm here, where is this? And just that communication was 100%. And I remember 2 weeks into Team Cup, they did this leadership board, and they're like, this is where everybody's at. And I was like, oh my God, our team is on there. Oh my God, our team is on there, right? Like, I was freaking out. I was like, guys, like, there was 2 lists, right? And we were on this side of the list. And I was like, guys, this is such a big deal. Oh my God, let's keep pushing. Let's have fun. The next week, the leadership board came out, and we went from this side to this side. And I was like, ah! Like, I remember we were like number 18 or 20 or something like that on week 3. And I'm like, guys, I think we're on to something. I really think that we should just, balls to the wall, let's just go. And I remember that last week, every single night we did a power hour together. Every night together. It's incredible what you can do when you link arms with other women, right? And so we just linked arms, and we just, every night, we gunned it. And we were calling abuelitas, and we were calling like our cousins, and we were calling like anybody and everybody. We were going through our A list, our B list, our C list on Facebook. We did it all. We had a mission, and when we linked arms, we were unstoppable. So I remember in that week, we were preparing for a huge hurricane, right? I live in Miami, I live in Florida, and we were actually preparing for a hurricane too, because there was a hurricane on the way. And I was like, oh my God. So we had this hurricane, we had to prepare, whatever. All right, Team Cup is over, the month is over, and we get slammed by our hurricane. Slammed, and we had no electricity. And I'll never forget when they were announcing, because we didn't know if we made top 10. We didn't know where we were. We just gunned it. And when they announced the teams, and they announced that there was only one, that they were like, oh, their car was blown away, that the whole Team Cup was ruled with Canadian teams, but there was one American team that made it on the top 10. And I was like, he's not going to call us. Like, come on, what are the chances, right? Guess what? We were that American top team. We were the only American team that reached top 10, and we were ranked number 8 in the entire network. And what came out of that Team Cup was so much confidence that, followed by the Team Cup, all of the girls that were on our team rank advanced. Even my 1 diamond went 2-star. And so that right there led our team to 5-star diamond elite for the first time. Mind you guys, in 1 year, in a span of 11 months, I was an emerald coach. But because of my mindset change, because of it, bro, we're the only thing stopping us. Our minds are the only thing stopping us. But once I had that mind shift change I want you guys to swallow that, emerald coach to a 5-star elite team. So if you're sitting on this call, right, and you're an emerald coach, you're a diamond coach, and you don't, in your mind, you're like, oh my God, like vomit, right? When you think, 5-star elite team, I want you guys to know, like she's like Melissa says, look at that as hope. Look at that as how if I can do it, little old me, right? I'm not anything special. If I can do it, so can you. Like, believe in yourself, believe in your team, believe in what we have, and just go for it. But be extremely honest with yourself and ask yourself at night, right before you go to bed, did I do everything today that is going to make that takes me that one step closer? Did I really? Did I do a power hour? Did I really reach out to as many people as I can? Like, did I? Right? Have those hard talks with yourself. And when you catch yourself being able to be that firm with yourself and that discipline and be able to call yourself out, you become unstoppable, right? And that's why our team is, my sister always says, like, God, Veronica, that year, it was like something unleashed. And that's where my team Unleashed came about, because it was the year that we just unleashed, and we all have it in us. We all do. So that's my story on how we went from emerald to 5-star elite team, and we were a top 10 ranked team cup team in October of 2017. So yeah, and then here I am, obviously 2 years after that, our team has still achieved elite. And so it was a combination of my belief system, calling myself out. These team cups are crucial, and you could either miss the train of growing your business with these team cups, or you can jump on that train and, like Melissa says, add value to your team, be constant in there, be the belief that they need, and just push and link arms and have fun with it. So there are a couple tips that I always give on these kind of calls with team cups, and a couple of tips that I have is communication is key. Number one, like communication. If you're in this team cup, communicate everything. What's going on? What are you doing? How does your pipeline look? Talk to me. What do you need help? Are you struggling somewhere? What's going on? Like, I'm constantly in my chat with these girls, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, tell me what's going on. So communicate. Open line of communication. And I put that expectation on my team from day one. I'm like, listen, when people on the team start pushing forward and you maybe have not had any success yet, and you feel like you're like the only one that, might be holding the team back, or you don't have that success, our natural instinct is to retreat, right? And push back. And I say from the day one, if that's you, I need you to communicate with me how you're feeling, and I'm going to ask you to lean in. Leaning in is so important, and it is such a game changer. Because again, when you link arms with other girls, you become unstoppable. But the minute you remove yourself, it's up to you whether you link arms or not. But the minute you remove yourself and you push yourself back, I mean, at the end of the day, you're only hurting yourself, so lean in. Celebrate every success. Celebrate everything. I mean, even if you I was like, to the point, like, all right, guys, message everybody in your group that, that starts with the name A, right? And blah, 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 we'd message. We would even celebrate if somebody responded back. Like, they respond, like, that calls for a celebration. Like, yes, they responded. Celebrate everything. Celebrate and have fun with it. I have written all this now. Sorry. All right, power. My other thing is do daily power hours. Our team, we put together a calendar, right? And there's a power hour every single day. Like, guys, those are the key actions that you need to take to move your business forward. And these power hours are led by other leaders that are having success. And I love that everybody's bringing in their different flavor and like how they do a power. Like today, I jumped in on the power hour and I learned something new today on Instagram. Like, always be in the state of growth and learning, right? I don't know everything, right? And so I'm still learning. And jump into those power hours. You guys have, all of us, we have a platform that it's perfect for us to grow in, but it's up to us to use it, right? It's up to us to actually utilize all the tools that we have, right? So the power hours have been a huge game changer. I was just telling my sister that we started doing power hours daily 2 months ago, and this is our 3rd month, and we decided to incorporate also Diesel Nation. But since the last 2 months of doing it, this month, I just saw my team just doubled in Success Club. Like, I had double the girls hit Success Club. And a lot of them, even Monica's like, I had girls even say, like, because of the power hours, you know, they're at SC8, and it's only like the 3rd of the month, and so use them and get your team on them, especially your newer coaches. I feel like newer coaches just kind of jump on and they don't know what to do. Power hours are perfect for them to see. And the last one was just to have fun. So those were my 4 key points. Have fun. So it was communication, celebrate every success, daily power hours, and have fun.
Freaking amazing. I have like a whole notebook over here with 2 pages of notes. I hope you guys love this as much as I do. I have a couple things. So I need you guys, stop whatever you're doing right now, and I need you to hear this. Veronica just shared the highlight reel of her story. She didn't tell you the hard stuff, right? She has 2 kids. She's married. They have family stuff. Her son, last year, they found out was having hearing problems out of nowhere. I understand we all have life happen to us. I understand kids get sick, kids get awful diagnosis, family members let us down, our spouses aren't supportive, tragedy strikes. But if she can do it, why not you? Why not you? You can get your butt up out of bed in the morning and do a power hour, or you can stay up at night. You can stop watching Netflix. And I know that I'm coming off very aggressive right now, but it's because I believe in you. Because I know what's possible for you if you just get out of your own way. If you're tired of it, I saw lots of people shaking their head when she asked who's in the yo-yo, coming in and out of Diamond. Go recruit. It's simple. Stop chasing what's available to you. Stop not hitting Success Club because you're letting other things get distracted. I always say this to myself. If I was still working for somebody else, I would have to show up for work regardless of what my kids did, regardless of what was going on in the news, regardless of what was going on with coronavirus or at church or in my kids' friend circle or in my own friend circle, or if I had a crappy night's sleep. Like, I'd still have to go, right? I would be expected to, or I would get fired. So why would I not show up to this business? Why? I have to. It's my responsibility. Talking to 2 people a day, 6 people a week, that's not cutting it. Push yourself. You are capable of so much more. And if what you're doing isn't working for you, reach out to somebody who's having success and say, listen, maybe you don't want to, have that humility and go to your coach and say, I'm struggling. Go to somebody that you admire in the business. Maybe it's a peer, maybe it's a mentor, and say, what are you doing? Because what I'm doing is not working. Guarantee they're going to say, let me see your tracker. How much time are you investing every day? Because I promise you, you can build this business in an hour a day. I did it. I walked away from my job after 15 months because I woke up at 4:30 in the morning with a newborn baby. A newborn baby. I didn't want to do that, but I also didn't want to send my kids to daycare. So I know maybe you don't ever want to walk away from your job. That's cool. I will love you where you're at. But I know you have debt. I know you have financial responsibilities. I know that you have dreams and desires. I know that serving people is important to you, or you wouldn't be on this call tonight. So again, mama, take a deep breath. You can totally freaking do this. I have a question for you though, Veronica.
Can I piggyback off of that?
Yes, go. Tag team.
So ask yourself just this question. Just when life hits you, because life is going to hit you. Nobody's immune to life happening. And yes, I get it that some people are, some people get dealt different cards than others. And I get that and I respect that. But what has really helped me and what's really been something that I have to again, I have that hard talk with myself. When I catch myself dwelling or falling into that rabbit hole, or when I catch myself, Netflixing, I guess you want to call it, binge watching Netflix or whatever. When I catch myself doing these things, the one thing I just say to myself is this serving me? Is this serving my family? We're here, like you said, we're here to serve people, but we can't serve people if we're not serving ourselves, right? So if I'm Netflix watching and I'll catch myself and say, God, I'm about to waste a whole, and I'm not to sit there and tell you that you can't watch Netflix ever, but no, when you're going to have to find sacrifices, in different times of your life and for different, like she said, I was working and I would fit this in pockets of time, but it was so much easier, obviously, to choose the lazy side versus the hard, which is doing the work, finding power hours and whatnot. But just catch yourself and ask yourself, is this serving me? Is me going to sleep right now, or can I give it one more hour and really quickly do a power hour while my husband snores next to me? That's just things that I ask myself all the time, is this serving me? And to also, piggyback off of what Melissa said too, is life is going to happen always. And like I said, like she said, I was struck with a really hard diagnosis of my son. He lost his hearing to the point where now he has a hearing aid, and it was just an onset thing. And in the middle of all of that going on with my son, my sister passes away. And I remember wanting to just crawl in my bed and just sleep forever. Right. But was that going to serve me? Was that going to serve my family? Was that even going to honor my sister? And I, it's hard to put that one step foot in front of the other, but just being able to lean into my team and lean into Melissa. Melissa has been a blessing to me, and just having this community got me out of all of that. And I know it's not a mistake that God put me on this path with you kind of women, with this platform, with this team, because the hardship that I've been going through with my life, I don't even know if I would have been able to get through it had it not been for you guys, had it not been for the team and my girls, And so remember that and share this with so many others, because people need this. I needed this so much, and other people need this too. So when you catch yourself being lazy, ask yourself, is this serving me? Is this serving my family? And if the answer is straight up no, get up and do something that is going to serve you and your family. And I'm pretty sure it's a power hour.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so really quick question for you. You said that when you went from Emerald to 2-star, I just want to hit that for 1 second. What was the financial difference? You don't have to give a number, but did you feel a big significant change from going from Emerald, Diamond to 2-star?
I think for me, I felt like the really big change was getting that second business center and being able to plug that second business center where I wanted to benefit me. And then the minute I built that second business center to Diamond, game changer. I mean, the things that the money that was, coming in weekly was just whoa. I felt like it was that point that it was really a big deal. Hitting 2-star, I mean, I don't know if I don't remember. I just remember it mainly being my second business center. So yeah, you need to go to store to get that business center. And it was me building that business center that I really saw a huge significant change that I said, whoa, like I'm onto something. And if I continue like this, I'm going to be able to like leave my job. And it was around that time that I actually thought to myself like, because I still had no intentions of leaving my career. I worked very damn hard to run, one of the schools and be a director. And I had no intentions on leaving, but it was a little after my first year of Elite. And I remember my second year of Elite that I was like, I what I'm making here, I can far outdo the school. And I eventually did. And then that's when I said, okay, I'm going to go full force with Beachbody. And I retired myself last year. I kind of like, was like, man, God has been with me through this whole time because I dodged that freaking bullet with the virus. Like I would have been teaching and having to go through all this. Like my teacher friends were going crazy. And I was like, huh. I was like, oh man, I dodged that bullet. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. And we have so many who are new star diamonds, or they have the people in their organization to get there this year. I mean, a few of them that literally I look at their organization, I'm like, you could be 5-star this freaking year. You guys just got to link arms and do it.
It was Kim. I'll never forget. It was Kim Carver. And we got on a call with him. I don't remember. No, or it was at a event. He was at a Super Saturday, and then afterwards, if you were a diamond, you were allowed to go to like this private event, and I felt super special. And it was my first year, obviously, when I was yo-yoing. It was around that time. It was actually October because it was around the Latin thing, the Latin cruise. But anyways, like he flat out like said like, guys, diamond is not hard. Stop freaking telling yourself and stop telling your team that diamond is hard. It's not freaking hard. And I remember him like reading that like, God, it's not. Like I mean, I technically built to diamond like 10 times because I keep, losing it, then gaining it, then losing it. So technically I know what it takes to freaking build to diamond. And it was just like finally hitting diamond and not going, okay, I've made it. Guys, when you hit diamond, you're just getting started. You're just getting started. And stop telling yourself diamond is hard. It's not. It's 12 freaking people. Like my classroom was more than 12 kids. Like I dealt with 12 kids, at once, more than that. So stop telling yourself it's hard. And if you need that reminder, I'm very big on, affirmations and putting, messages all around. And if you ever follow my Instagram, like everywhere you look, I've got like mirrors, writings on mirrors. And I remember like, I wrote 5-star is not hard. Diamond is not hard. Like remind yourself, because it's not freaking hard.
Agreed. All of that. All right, guys. So I hope that this fires you up. I hope that your Team Cup members who aren't on this call, you will share this link with them once it's up and really implement the things. She gave us some really tangible tips, but that gut check moment is, am I getting on Power Hours? Because I shared with you guys the Diesel Nation one. There's one available too. You don't have to run that. There's also all of the ones in the champion pages. There's the ones that we do in the mornings. There's something for you everywhere. All you have to do is look for it. And if you don't know what a power hour is, feel free to reach out. It's not a silly question. If you're new to the team and you've never done one, that's totally cool. Or if you're not new to the team and you're kind of coming back in and you need to find these, let me help. We want to. No questions are off the table. This is us linking arms and learning together. The other thing is, if she can do it, why not me? Right? If she can do it, why not me? I've always thought that. Lindsay Matway is getting crowned top coach my first summit. I was a coach for 2.5 months, 10 weeks pregnant with Jenna. Like, she's a top coach. Her mom was an alcoholic. She met her husband and had a baby after 3 months. She had $100,000 in debt. Well, I could do this. She was a human to me, right? And then just, are you actually doing the actions to move your business forward, or are you scrolling social media? Huge difference. I know it feels like it's the same thing. Like you're like, I've been working all day. But if you're not connecting with people, if you're not talking to people, if you're not inviting people, we talked about this the other day. If you're having a barbecue and you're like talking about it, like, oh, this barbecue is so awesome. Last time we got together was so fun. I love these barbecues. Come to my barbecue. Come to my barbecue. I'm going to be on your social media like, me? Come to your barbecue? No, not me, right? And I'm going to keep scrolling. So you have to get in their inbox and invite them to your barbecue. Invite them to your party. Invite them to your spa day, whatever that looks like. Your invite, right? Be you. That's the cool thing is you get to bring yourself. Vero, thank you so very much for pouring into us. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Yes. And if someone could take a picture. Oh, Bailey's on it. Okay, everyone take your camera off and smile. Okay, got it. Love you guys. Talk to you later.
Bye.